Peter Schrager of ESPN thinks the New York Giants could win 11 or 12 games. And I'm going to tell you why it's not that crazy. You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. We are presented by PrizePicks, and my name is Marshall Green. This is the full quote from Peter Schrager as he did an appearance on the New York Post saying, I think this might be an 11 or 12 win team. I really do. I think the Jimmies and the Joes are there. They have a very good roster. In that offensive room, you got Matt Nagy, Greg Roman, and Brian Callahan. 3 really talented play callers. 2 of them, former head coaches. And then Harbaugh is just the ultimate adult in the room. I'm not trying to go overboard, but it has been some dark years for the New York football teams. And I don't think double-digit wins is crazy for the New York Giants. As we know, we love Peter Schrager on this show, and it's not just because he has the Giants winning 11 or 12 games. It might help a little bit, but Schrager is a certified ball knower. There was like a 3-year stretch where he predicted the exact Super Bowl matchup and the winner. So when he speaks, I listen, and when he's gassing up the Giants, I'm definitely going to talk about it. He doubled down, though. He went on ESPN recently and said, well, all of his colleagues were giving Super Bowl picks. He said, look, I'm not going to do that yet. I do it in a tradition 30 minutes before the season starts. He said this, though. The team that takes a major leap is the New York freaking Giants. I think the Giants have a great season. So not once, but twice, a double down from Peter Schrager of ESPN saying he believes the New York Giants are going to have a major big year in 2026. And it's not just Peter Schrager. It's you. It's the public. It's all the people that are putting their money on the line. Listen to this from DraftKings. Most bet NFL win totals since the schedule was released last week. By the amounts of money, over 7.5 wins for the Giants is the 4th most bet per dollar bet of any bet in the NFL. If you go by the amount of tickets, the sheer number of bets, the New York Giants over 7.5 wins is number 1 on that list. So Peter Schrager believes in this team. The bettors believe in this team. And I think Giants fans actually believe in this team as well. 5 reasons I believe the New York Giants could be much better than maybe we are all thinking. First and foremost, John Harbaugh, a major upgrade in the head coaching department. We all know that. I don't say that to bash on Brian Dable. I appreciate what he did for the New York Giants, which wasn't a lot of winning, but we'll always have that 2022 season. When you talk about well-coached football teams, you're talking about teams that win games that they are supposed to win. The Ravens, there was always like an X number of wins that you could pencil in when you went through their schedule every year. It's like, oh yeah, John Harbaugh's not losing to this team. John Harbaugh's not losing to the Browns 2 times. He's beating this team, and he's going to beat this team. And I am hoping he brings that same type of winning culture and structure, and I believe he will, to the New York Football Giants. Also, Las Vegas believes in the Giants. Last year, the Giants were favored in 1 game last year. And then when that 1 game got here, the Giants were actually underdogs in that game. Not the case this year. The Giants are favorites in 5 games this year. A major jump from last year. And the New York Giants are 3-point dogs or less, so they are underdogs by 3 points or less 6 times this year. So in 11 of 17 games, Las Vegas is telling you the New York Giants have an actual shot to go and win these ball games. You're favored to win 5. You're right in it in 6 other games. The New York Giants might actually win 11 games this year. Peter Schrager, you might just be on to something. 4 more reasons why the New York Giants can win a lot of games this year. First, though, I got to tell you about our presenting sponsor of today's show, and that is PrizePicks. And I'll tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, I'm loving PrizePicks right now because last night I had a major cash out. Shout out to PrizePicks. They're my best friend right now. I turned $70 into $2,625, which means my dog Hart is getting a lot more toys. And you can get hooked up with PrizePicks right now with the promo code HMA. When you play your first $5, you're going to get $50 in lineups instantly. The app is super easy to navigate, and it makes watching sports that much more fun. It's available in all 50 states, plus Washington, D.C., and PrizePicks is hooking you up. Play $5, get $50 instantly. Pick more, pick less, play PrizePicks. All you do is create a lineup of 2 to 6 players, and you simply pick more or you pick less on the stat line that is projected. I'll say this. I like the less in the NBA playoffs, and that's only because I just won essentially $3,000 doing it. You can roll with my picks or fade my picks by following me on their brand new social feed feature at @MarshallGreen_. Get hooked up with PrizePicks. Use that promo code HMA. I'll make that link clickable in the comments and description. I didn't want to talk about this ever again, and as I was doing research, because I used to know this like the back of my hand, all these stats, with the Giants did this, Giants were the first team to lose this, lose that. I eliminated that from my brain. So I had to go back and look. The Giants were 1-7 in one-score games last season. And with John Harbaugh, maybe you can win a couple of those close games. But it goes deeper than that. In games decided by a field goal or less, the New York Giants went 1-4. So even when they were supposed to win games, like against the Dallas Cowboys, they could not do it. A good coach like John Harbaugh, when you're in a tight game like that and you have the roster, I feel like, which is better than last year, maybe you can go, instead of 1-4, you can go 3-2. And you could hover around 500. That'll help you potentially put yourself in a position to punch your tickets into the playoffs when the season is coming to a close. Think about this. The Giants held a lead last year for 377 offensive snaps. 377 offensive snaps. The New York Giants were winning a game. That was the 17th most in the NFL last year. Shout out to Warren Sharp tweeting this out. The 4-13 Giants led for more snaps last year than the Ravens, Chiefs, Bengals, Panthers, Vikings, Cowboys, and Commanders, every AFC North team but the Steelers, every NFC East team but the Eagles, and every NFC South team but the Falcons. The Giants, despite only winning 4 games last year, played some winning football. They just didn't do it for 60 minutes, and you have to do it for 60 minutes. And with a new coach that's going to be a Hall of Famer, you would hope that this team is ready to play for a full 60 minutes. And hopefully there won't be 5 golden rings. 5 fourth quarter blown leads for the New York Giants in 2025. I had to go back and find this graphic that I made, and it started to make my stomach hurt. You should have won that game against the Packers. You should have won that game against the Lions. You had a double-digit lead against the Lions in the fourth quarter. A double-digit lead against the Bears in the fourth quarter. A double-digit lead in the fourth quarter against the Broncos. 3 double-digit leads in the fourth quarter that you could not cash in. All 6 of these games last year should have been a win. You could essentially trip into a win. But the New York Giants, they ran right to an L. And hopefully, you don't blow that many leads, and you can actually close some of those games out. And also, the roster got way better for the New York Giants as well. Jackson Dart in year 2 is going to be better than he was in year 1. Knock on wood. New offensive coordinator. The offensive line is better. But as I was scripting this show out today, I went position by position. I went through all the depth charts on the New York Giants. The only position that got worse is the defensive tackle position. And that's because you traded Dexter Lawrence and you ended up getting Francis Maui-Noah. Quarterbacks are better. Running backs are going to be healthier and better. The tight ends are better with Isaiah Likely. The offensive line is significantly better with Francis Maui-Noah. The wide receivers, hopefully you get more than just 3 games and a quarter from Malik Neighbors. Your inside linebackers are way better with Tremaine Edmonds and Arvell Reese. Your safety room is better by adding Ardarius Washington and Jason Pinnock. The corners are better by adding Greg Newsome and Colton Hood in the NFL draft. You are better at every single position, and you are severely better in special teams. And oftentimes, in one-score games and in the fourth quarter, special teams decides the outcomes of games. You got a way better kicker. You got a way better punter. I don't know. Maybe I'm just drinking the red and blue Kool-Aid, but I really do think the New York Giants are going to have a pretty solid year. Las Vegas, they've got it at 7.5 wins. So I want to hear from you. More or less? 7.5 wins for the New York Giants this year. Sound off in the comments for me. And I'm going more. More, baby, more. I did 10-7 on my initial record prediction. I think that video went out on the channel on Saturday this week, a day or two after the schedule was released. But I feel confident about 10-7. I'd totally be okay with 9-8. All I ask is, let's play some meaningful football in December. And I mean meaningful with the chance to get to the playoffs, not meaningful for the NFL draft order, which has been way too much of a common thing for the Giants. Meaningful football in December, more than 7.5 wins. Peter Schrager, you know ball. Appreciate everybody for clicking on today's show. If you haven't yet, hit that thumbs up icon and give your boy a follow on social media.